Hari Om. Good evening. A very warm welcome to all of you. Come, let's pray together. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amrutam gamaya sahana vavatu sahano bhunakto sahaviryam karavavahai tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. O Lord the Almighty, the Omniscient, the Omnipotent, who also has the divine names Virajaha, Margaha. To such a Supreme Lord, together with Shraddha, Bhakti, Vairagya, Prapatti, we offer our humble salutations. To seek your grace, your mercy, your blessings, your love, your compassion, your strength, your forgiveness. O Lord, bless us with the divine qualities of Shraddha, Bhakti, Jnana, Vairagya, Prapatti, Mumukshutva in much more quantity, only and only to enable us to realize your true self within us. Bless us that we all have a experience of thy true self as aparoksha anubhuti within us for this life alone. Our humble salutations to the Guru Parampara. Om Tat Sat. Today, by the benevolent grace of the Almighty and the Guru Parampara, We are on our Divine Discourse number 366, the 31st of January 2024. Shobhana Kritnam Samvatsara Uttarayana Hemantarutu Pushyamasa Krishna Paksha Saumya Vasare Panchamya Tithau Hasta Nakshatra Sukarma Yoga Balavakarane. On this auspicious day of Wednesday and the auspicious time of the evening, we all take a firm oath that, O Lord, I completely surrender to you. I know that you are the controller of my life. I know that whatever is coming in my life as situations, circumstances, incidents, occasions, be it through a person, place, or an object, all these are at your behest and command and at your instance. I question none of these. I embrace all that comes with peace, with a smile, and with complete faith. I presume it to be a prasada in my life, knowing very well that it is all sent to me only to enrich me and get me out of this samsara chakra. Please enable this faith in me and this surrender in me to greater heights. I again and again pray that at the end of our lives, we reach thy holy feet. Our Sastanga pranams to the Guru Parampara once again. Om Tat Sat. Good evening, everybody, once again. So, now Lord Krishna is talking about his own created Maya. How that Maya can disrupt our sadhana, disrupt our spiritual growth. See, it's like the temptations he has created in this universe is only to restrict the quantum. If it was so easy, then everybody would have achieved this. So he has kept, purposely he has kept. He wants only a few number, a selected few. So he has kept all these temptations. How? By giving us the sense objects. The sense organs, and creating the sense objects which are mutually attracted from time to time. So here he talks about desire and how desire can ruin. We have seen so many sadhaks. See, they start with a great enthu, great amount of zeal, and then slowly we see that they get diluted. The only and only reason is the sense organs overpower them. So now we will see first, to understand, to understand the greatness of the Almighty, we need to listen to his stories, the kind of great tasks he has done from time to time. We need to listen to his stotra, where he talks about his greatness. So as you listen to the greatness of the Lord, your bhakti and your shraddha towards him grows. Just like when you don't know a person, and if somebody talks to you about that person, I think you don't know him much, he is so and so, he has got this contacts, or he is so and so wealthy, or he is so and so very well known in his field, and things like that. So as your respect naturally rises, it's not that Lord wants praises. Always, he says, I want everybody to sing my glory, to sing my praises. It is not for him, it is for us. It is for we as the jivas. As we keep listening to all this, our faith and devotion enhances. So in the same way, if we know the tyrannies of desire, if we know the draconian effect of a desire, what happens? Then we are careful. Like say if a person, they say, be careful of this guy. He talks good, but he is a cheat. Then what you do is, the moment he comes to you, you already are alerted and alarmed. That's it. So that's what Lord Krishna is trying to embark over here. He's trying to tell us, all these are the effects of desire in your life. As a sadhak, you will not be able to grow unless and until you control desire. And now from where does the desire come? All that we will examine in today's discourse. Try to get this straight, let it get deep into your mind. And know, see, so far we don't know, because it's pleasure, desire, you have a desire and then it is fulfilled. Sometimes it is not fulfilled. We are just not aware of this, but we're still complaining that, oh Lord, what is this? I have been begging with you, I've been praying to you, I have been doing so much of seva and bhakti, and you are not fulfilling my desire. And then sometimes you go by the astrology, where okay, your stars are not good, so then you wait, you have that patience, because astrology helps you to cross over. Your stars are not good, so wait. Okay, now there is no much of anxiety in your mind. And sometimes when things start getting fulfilled, you get that confidence. Then again, say, let's astrology tells you that your stars are really good now, so then you feel pepped up. So this kind of a situation, what happens, it generally, you are alarmed, you know what the situation is. So Lord exactly is telling us the same thing. He tells us all what a desire can cause in terms of damage, and today we'll, in a very exhaustive way, we'll try to understand from different angles how it has an impact in our life. So first let's get to understand the shlok number 22. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha ये हि संस्पर्शजा भोगा दुःखयोनय एव ते आद्यन्तवन्त कौन्तेय न ते शुरमते बुधः. Here so now here he gives a new angle to this. Samsparshaja bhogaha dukkhayonayaha. Now what we have to understand here is, what is the meaning of loka first? Loka means the world, the creation. Okay. So lokayate anubhuyate iti lokaha. Anubhuyate lokyate means what? That which is good to experience. Anubhuyate lokyate means, yes, it is very convenient to experience, it is pleasurable to experience, and it gives joy to experience. So, and also padartha, that means which is of use. Now, to explain in life, what happens is, whatever we do, like for example, like say we wear our clothes, we wash them, and we ensure that it is ironed properly, and then we wear them. Okay, we want to drink water. Okay, we ensure the water is clean, the glass tumbler is clean, and the temperature is according to your required liking. And if you want to eat, we make a survey. Where do we go? Which is the right place? What cuisine is there? And nowadays they even talk of who is the chef and what rating does it have in today's social media platform. And we then select the best, and we make a booking, and we go there on time, and we eat with a lot of aha waha and all that. And then we also make some posting, yes, food was good, 5 out of 5 or whatever. Even be it your footwear, we polish them, we clean them. And look at your jewels. Right from buying and storing it, wearing, we ensure that there is so much of care put in all these things. Not only care, but appreciation also. We feel good about it. So be it right from wearing clothes or jewelry, or even your footwear, or drinking water, eating. And why only this? Your hair, your skin. See now, when it comes to all this, what amount of care you are taking, attention you are giving. But now look at the point. When it comes to your breathing, your prana, you're just inhaling and exhaling, which happens to be the very source of your life. Do you really care for it? Have you ever thought, now why I explained all this? All these are various things you do on a daily life, on a daily basis. And see the amount of care you have exhibited over there. But when you inhale or exhale, do you care to that extent? To the extent you wear clothes or you wear jewelry, do you show that kind of shraddha, meaning that interest? To the extent what you showed in wearing your clothes, in your jewelry, in your hairstyle, nowadays even nails, be it your fingernails or your toes, everything has to be in order. And here, if you carefully see, if you observe, you can still live on with ordinary food, with ordinary clothes, without your pedicure, manicure, with or without chappals, without jewelry. But can you live without prana? Without prana, without breath, there is no life. So the very source, the foundation of everybody's life is the prana. And on that, I do not care. I do not appreciate. I do not focus. I just don't care about it. In fact, nowadays you have those apps, mindful breathing. So now and then, in between you get that alert notification, and then, okay, breathe for 1 minute consciously. Why? That shows that we have neglected. So those which are not really required for our life, meaning you can sustain without them, for such things you die for them actually. But what is fundamental to us in our life, we just don't pay any attention. We have forgotten about that. This is Maya. This is that delusion in which we are living. See, unless and until we are told, we are apprised of, we are briefed, we will not get to understand this, because we are almost on an automated level. By our prarabdha karma, by the default settings in our entire life, we just move on. Here the Lord is trying to reset the default settings for us. since we are the chosen ones to be getting out of this cycle. So this is Maya. Think about it for a moment. You will get all your answers. So that which is my very foundation, which is my very source, which is my life, in fact, the very being, I have not cared, I am not concerned. So that which I need the most and I pay least attention, who is taking care? That Lord, that Paramatma is taking care of it completely, not partially. So think deeply. So will He also not take care of the rest of the things which you need? When the reason why I elaborated this here is, things without which you can live, that is taken care by the Lord. Sorry, by which you can live, you are taking care. But something which you cannot live without which, that Lord is taking care. So which means, if He has taken care of the most important thing, then why will He not take care of the less important things? Then why desire? Leave it to Him. Are we really desiring about our breath? About the functioning of our heart? We're not desiring for that, because we know that, okay, Lord is taking care. Then if that is the case, if that is the policy you have adopted in life, for such important things, if you have that confidence that Lord is taking care, then have the same amount of confidence that He will also take care of the rest of the less important things in your life. We shift our focus from the point giving too much of attention on unwanted things. Come out of that. Fix your attention on the Lord. Keep chanting His name. Keep saying, Naham karta Hari karta. And Hari preranaya Hari prityartam. It is with His prerana. And it is out of His love I am getting everything. We have to just feel that awareness. That prajna, what we call, that awareness. That's why the famous Brahma mantra, it goes as Prajnanam Brahma. Why does it come there? You have to feel that prajna in you, that awareness, that thoughtfulness, that consciousness behind every action of our life. You just float as a drashta, as an onlooker, as the one who is just seeing. As you're seeing somebody else, start looking at your own self. And I tell you, if you practice, it will not take much time, because the amount of dedication I know we all of us have, God will not test you beyond an extent, but be sincere. Start looking at yourself as you're looking at somebody else. You are very consciously looking at your body, your breath, your mind, your intelligence, everything as a different entity. I am the Atma, and these are all the paraphernalia which I am carrying. I am not the mobile, I am not my pen, I am not my watch, I am not my briefcase, I am not my water bottle. These are all what I am carrying. So in the same way, this body, this mind, this prana, everything is what this Atma is carrying. But because of that ajnana, all these and the Atma has come together. So the anatma, the paraphernalia, is the anatma, and the Atma, both have mixed up together. So the challenge and the job we as a sadhak has got is to detach. Keep the paraphernalia, anatma, aside and make the Atma a conscious witness. This is one of the driving facts, as I told you, when Lord is taking care of such most important aspects in your life. Have that same faith. You have trusted Him, you have exhibited that faith, so exhibit the same amount of faith on Him to take care of the less important things. So we all have to now knowing that prana is important, and as we have not paid any heed, but we know that it goes on functioning, so we all live a life neglecting the most important at the cost of the unimportant aspects. This way, we are sure this is not the right way of living, is it not? It's absurd way of living. So Lord Krishna says, when everything is of value only because of prana, and if that prana is not taken care by Paramatma, no doubt your wife is very important to you, your husband is very important to you, your children, your relations, your friends, your possessions, be it your car, your house, your job, your property, everything, your bank balance, are all of importance only if you have that prana, which is not under our control. So recognize the controller. That controller who is Ananta, who is Shashvata. And here what Lord Krishna is saying, don't give up family or children or possessions. No, you are just a caretaker. Do not give much prominence for the impermanent also. Shift to the permanent. See, whom we are talking of are very near and dear. Have you not seen moments in lives of various people where you suddenly get to hear that they are gone? It could be by an accident, or it could be by some drastic health hazard. Have you not? Did they tell you? Otherwise, every time they say, oh, before they go, they'll say, bye honey, I'm going. But now where? That person just went away. So one need not give up anything, but should hold on to the higher things in life. That should be the key takeaway for us. Like for example, you're climbing a tree. And as you're climbing the tree, if you let go your hands, what will happen? You will fall down. So what one has to do? Hold with one hand, leave the other hand, then again hold the higher part of the tree with the other hand, and then again leave this hand, and then again go forward. So hold the higher and let go, keep letting go the lower. That is spiritual growth. And the true achievement, what is towards our goal of life, is this understanding. If God can take care of the most important things in my life, He will also take care of the rest also in life. So now, with this concept, we have to be aware of this particular desire. Now, all this is because we have to curb our desire which is killing us here. And we fall a victim for this. Not that, we are liking all this, but the point is that desires arise when you are unfulfilled. See, as they say, desires are the signature of an unsatisfied soul. Now, why you are unsatisfied? Because you put your mind on all finite things. So now let's understand how the desire works and what great people have to say about desire. The people who have seen everything in life, what they finally talk of desires. It could be like a great business tycoons, it could be philosophers, sages, what Lord Krishna says in the Gita, what Bhagavatham tells us, and what the Rishi Munis tell us about desires. Since this is one of the key hurdles for us in this journey of spirituality, we have to find ways and convince our mind to overcome these. Just like a student who is studying for his exams, at one point he gets alerted. Otherwise, all the time he has his own ways of spending time. It could be on the net, or it could be chatting with friends, or it could be hanging around with friends, going around. Now at one point he puts a break to all this. He says, no, I have to fare well in the exams. And that's the question of my career. So when that seriousness comes, what happens? All those desires which were earlier met and which were satisfying that soul or that person, he has come out of it because he has understood that there is something higher to these desires, and that is his career. So in the same way, now let's understand the ephemerality or the defects of desire. So first one is, these are finite, meaning they have a feeling of deficiency that will remain inherent once you have gone ahead with a desire. Not that it's going to, okay, after you reach that, and you will reach at some point, but it will further take you ahead. So like say you wanted to become wealthy and you became a millionaire. Now you are sitting in one place and everybody, let's say you have gone for a wedding and people are talking about your success story and you're feeling elated. But suddenly another person comes who is a multi-millionaire. What happened suddenly? All that which you felt you had achieved, no sooner you see somebody, it just went for a toss. It could be that you feel you're very knowledgeable and somebody else comes who is much more knowledgeable than you, and then you feel small. You feel you're very powerful. Let's say you're an MLA there and suddenly you see an MP coming. What happened to your power? It immediately dropped down. Now even the MP also, if he sees a minister coming, what happens to his power? It goes down. If that minister sees a cabinet minister, what happens? See, because everybody has got their own aura. So be it money, be it power, be it knowledge, all that is, it is finite. So in contrast, if we have to go to the contrast of this, is the bliss of the Lord is infinite, and that can give you complete satisfaction and always. It's not that it is only there for some time, it is always there. So as they say, the point is, as soon as a desire is met, we also stop taking pleasure in that object and we turn away from it instead, and we formulate new ideas or new desires. Is it not happening with us? Watch carefully. We got a desire, we achieved that desire, and now instead of being grateful and thankful, immediately your mind will give you another desire. So, and at a point it also happens that greed blinds us to everything but that object which we already have, and it reducing our life in all its richness. We have achieved so much, but in all its richness and subtlety, and it imbibes a never-ending quest for more. This is what the havoc desire creates. And then the worldly pleasures are temporary. So once they finish, then they again leave. You have achieved one, they come out with another one. And along with it, what happens? If you have achieved a decent amount in terms of satisfaction, along with it comes a little pain also. Like for example, if you have taken liquor, that's one great sense of joy. Now the next day you have a hangover. So in this way, bliss of Lord is eternal. You have had the liquor of divinity. It can only enhance the bliss in you, but it will not give you a hangover. And worldly pleasures are on a decreasing mode, and they are not they continuously they decrease. It is as they talk about the law of diminishing returns. So it is like, for example, you have seen a movie, a very good movie. First time you enjoyed it. Now another friend comes and says, "Arey, how did you see without me? Come, let's go." Then a relative comes, then he also takes you. Then another friend of yours comes. He asks you, "Come, we'll go for that movie." You will say, "Yeah, give me any other punishment, but don't take me for that movie again." Because at one point you get completely overwhelmed with it. And you never know how these things change. Like people fall in love with each other, and after a point of time, they become the worst enemies. They have fought against their family to become one, but then eventually they fight for a divorce. Take a small, anything to eat. Let's say you took a rasgulla. First one is like you have closed your eyes, you made all sorts of exclamations, and you said, "This is the best I have had in my life so far," and you start praising it. Then you take the second one, the third one, the fourth one, fifth one, and then you will say, "If I take one more, I'll puke." This is again desire. So this has got its limitations. That is what we have to understand over here. And when this is the situation of a desire, then why crave for it? I'll tell you, one of the unicorns who, in a very short period, in about a few years, he became a unicorn. Now, when you talk of a unicorn meaning, it's a $1 billion company from which starts from a scratch. $1 billion in today's currency, as far as the US dollars is concerned, it is about 85,000 crores. Now, this unicorn, Mr. Naval Ravikant, I can tell his name as well. He says, "A desire is a contract you make with yourself to be unhappy till you get what you want." Now see, people who have grown from an ordinary state in life, in terms of, we're talking of in terms of success, in terms of achievement, in terms of power, in terms of money, everything, because money, when money comes in, when there is knowledge, when there's success, there's nothing more one can aspire in life. Now what he says is, the moment you make a desire, it is a contract to be unhappy with your own self till you get what you want. And what is desire? It's like a tissue in a tissue box. You pull one, another one comes in. And where does it come from? Indriyarteshu ragadvesho vyavastithau tayorna vashaman gachet tauhasya paripantino. This is told in chapter 334 shloka. Indriyasya, meaning of the senses, indriyasya arthe is the sense objects. So there are senses and there are sense objects. And what happens? They mutually attract each other. Just like you have an iron and you have a magnet, you just take it close to it, it will get attracted. So this indriyasya arthe, meaning as the sense objects and the senses naturally attract each other. And what do? They develop raga or dvesha. We have got only two things in life, ones which we like and the ones which we don't like. And how is our life? Whatever we like, we run after them, and whatever we don't like, we run away from them. But what happens in life? What we want and we run after them, that runs faster than us. And what we don't want and we're running away, that comes running towards us. So now the Lord says, Navasham, meaning never, it can never be controlled. So, agachet tohi asya paripantino, meaning you should, it is your enemy, understand. Don't go in this mad rush, like running after what you like and running away from what you like. Understand that it is the very nature of the mind and the senses getting attracted to the worldly pleasures. This is what we need to understand carefully. Now, what did this Mr. Ravikant, he says, after saying this, he says, how do you know your real motivations? These are his words. Are you chasing a dream because you want the dream, or did someone or some culture or society implant the dream in your mind? Shouldn't you just be happy and contented? Now this is one very important aspect which he said, and I can elaborate on this. A French psychologist by name René Girard, he says, he calls this as mimetic desires, meaning imitation or mimicking. So in his research paper, he says, more than 2/3 of our desires are actually not ours. They're really not ours. We just want to imitate others. And subconsciously this happens. If somebody has worn a nice dress, you will get motivated. And that person is talking about it. Other friends are listening to it. Then you make up your mind, I should also get a nice attire. Somebody has bought a big car. You also think it's time for me to buy a bigger car. Enough of this now. It's already 5 years old, 6 years old. I think I should get a bigger car. If somebody has bought a bigger house, subconsciously it comes in your mind that I too should buy a bigger house. So this is known as the mimetic desire. And here what René Girard suggests, that one desires something because somebody else desires that thing. In other words, the desire of one mimics the desire of the other. This is research. It's not, see, we don't pay attention, but somebody conducts a research and he understands how the minds are working. See, when parents look at you, they look at you as an outsider, meaning as another different person. They are not engrossed in your mind. They look at you in an unbiased manner and they give you their version. So these researchers, they conduct this kind of a research and see, how did this desire in you come? You explain to me. Then he slowly takes you from where did this desire emerge first of all. Then you will realize, yes, I saw that person. It need not be your friend and friend alone. It could be one of your relatives, or it could be somebody in the society, or it could be even you saw in a movie, or you saw on a billboard, or you saw in a magazine, or you saw in social media. Indirectly the mind gets attracted. Just now as I said, raga, dvesho, vyavastito, they get attracted. And the desire starts chasing you. And the moment you have entertained the desire, then you had a contract of being unhappy. Now, there can, however, be good desires too. Like for example, now we are also talking in terms of how then, see, if there is mind is going to desire, because mind senses sense objects. These are all linked together. If there is a magnet and if there is an ion coming in front of the magnet, it is going to catch hold of it. So now you have to give a desire to the mind. It wants a desire. Now what we have to do here is, the technique and remedy here is, give a desire for the higher. Yes, my desire in life is to gain the supreme most, that Lord, that Almighty. Like Jeff Cannon, he's a self-styled modern American monk. Now he points out, desire is not an enemy to a happy and balanced life. It can be the engine of great awareness. Yes, my desire is I want to upkeep my health. I want to upkeep my sense of mindfulness. That's a desire. I want to upkeep control on my diet. I want to upkeep my learning towards the higher self. Now, one has to bring in all these kind of positive desires in our life. A beautiful saying goes, higher the altar in life, then you can alter your life. Now, altar means ALTAR, like when we put God in an altar. So if you want to alter your life, you need to look for a higher altar in life. So knowing this, what happens is, for that you should understand the impermanency factor, like how this world is. We have seen now, just now we understood everything. Anityam, impermanent. Kshanikam, momentary. Everything is momentary. Now that momentary can be defined. It can be one minute, it can be 1 hour, it can be 1 day, it can be 1 week, it can be 1 year or 1 decade. But it is kshanikam, momentary. And the third is, it is shunyam, void. Eventually you will find that there is nothing in this. Anityam, kshanikam, shunyam, ASS. So the world in itself and desire in itself is ASS, meaning as. You have today a perfect setup, perfect family, perfect health, perfect career, business, everything is fine. But the next moment, the next day, the next week, or the next year, the next month, the next decade, everything goes for a toss. Have you not experienced in life? So for that, make God is my master and I am his servant. God is my friend and I am his friend. And no fear with friends. Like a sadhu in Uttarakhand, he says, when somebody asked him, you don't make any efforts for your food. How is it that you are in such a befickle mind, where you are no worry at all about your meal, the next meal? He says, my yaar feeds me. Mera yaar mujhe khana khilayega. My yaar gives me food. Meaning, he has taken the Lord as his friend. So when I have a friend, he will somehow send food to me. Now that is his confidence and that is happening. And how should we understand the Upanishads? They talk about what is the nature of yourself today. Kinkarasya kinkare kinkari krataha. Meaning, I have become the servant of my servant's servant. Meaning, I as an Atma have become the servant of the senses, who are the servants of the mind. So now, my servant is mind, and the mind's servant is senses. Okay, in terms of hierarchy. Now, what have I become? I have become the servant of the senses. So, which means I have become the servant of my servant's servant. Kinkarasya kinkare kinkari krataha. The Kathopanishad says, Navittena tarpaniyo manushyaha. Meaning, man is never going to be satisfied with all his possessions in life. Understand? These are statements, like meaning this is written on the wall. Whatever you get in life, you are not going to be satisfied. So then why do you go in that route at all? Then move towards something which is going to give you satisfaction. And Lord Buddha says, Sarvam dukkham, dukkham, sarvam, kshanikam, kshanikam. All is misery, all is momentary, momentary. One of these saints, Dayananda Saraswati, says, one who manages his wants is a successful person. Now, I have got wants, I'm managing. I said, this I should take care, this I should not take care. Like if you have got, just imagine there are 10 wants. You start carefully thinking about them. And say, now that we know the entire definition of a desire, how much is mine and how much is that mimic? Where I'm mimed from somebody, I'm trying to copy from somebody. How much is that? And having understood that, knock off all those which are not mine, which have come from external, mimetic desire, what we spoke about. Throw them away and keep 2 or 3 important desires. And what should that be? For the higher. When you talk of something higher, then immediately it will, from the very moment you have started, it will start giving you that happiness. When you start thinking selflessly, that is a desire. I want to help somebody. That is my desire. I want to give to somebody. That is my desire. So when you have, I want to reach the abode of the Lord, that strong desire. This reminds me of a story. None other than great Sant Tulsidas. Now he was an orphan, and one elderly lady in that village, she adopted him and she took care of him. So Tulsidas, from his young age, he used to sing very well. So he used to go for various bhajans, kirtans, and earn some money and come home. This lady was getting old, so she finds a suitable bride for her adopted son. She marries him, and then husband and wife are living together well, and they're taking care of their mother. One fine day, mother passes away, and now Tulsidas has become a more responsible householder. Now his attraction towards his wife was so much that it so happened one day the wife had gone to her Maika, her mother's place. Somebody was not well over there, so when he had gone for his kirtan, one of the brothers came and he took her to her mother's place, meaning his own house. And he comes there and he sees that the neighbor tells him, no, your wife, so and so thing happened. Your brother-in-law had come and he fetched her and he took her in the evening. Now it's a little late than evening. He has his food, a dinner, and he goes to bed. But that longing to experience the touch of his wife was bothering him. He's tossing up and down, up and down. And eventually, he could not control. He wants the touch of his wife. So he gets up and he goes out and he sees there is heavy rain. And now to his place and his wife's place, there was a river in between. It's already dead in the night, dark. And he goes and sees it's raining heavily and the river is also flowing in full swing. Now, how to cross? He asked those boatsmen. They said, no, we are not going to come in this strong current. And that too, the dead of the night. No. Now see, his desire is so much. He sees a log, a wooden log floating along that river. So what he does is he jumps onto that wooden log and he swims to the other side. And there now he didn't want to disturb his in-laws. His wife was on the first floor. So he looks at the wall and he says, now I must climb and go to reach her place. So he sees that there is a creeper there. He holds the creeper and he climbs the wall, and then he knocks the door of his wife's bedroom. Wife is shocked to see him. Dead of the night. And it's a storm. It's raining heavily. She sees him and she was not really happy. She was astonished. She asks him, what happened? And he says, no, I have come to sleep with you. And at that point, she gets so wild and she says, if at all you had 1% of this longingness for the Lord, you would have crossed the samsara, the ocean of births and deaths. 1% of what you have, that urge to touch my body, 1% of that if you had for the Lord, you would have crossed over this samsara. Tulsidas asks her, tell me again. She repeats it. 3 times she repeats. Then Tulsidas said, it's done. He transforms his life. He comes out and he sees, now he was in that strong desire and that urge to experience the touch of his wife. Now, after having got this knowledge, when he comes out, you know what he sees to his astonishment? The creeper which he thought he was holding on the wall to climb was a python. A python which was on the wall. Holding a python, he had climbed the wall. And then he looks at the river. The wood which he managed, that log of wood on which he held, and he swam across the shore, across the river to reach the other shore. That was a dead body. See how your senses can drag you. Kinkarasya kinkare kinkari kritaha. That is the power of senses. They will catch you in a tight grip. And then from there he goes on to Varanasi, and then he starts composing the Ramayana. So this is how desires can completely derail you. So one who manages his wants is a successful person. And one who allows the wants to manage his life struggles to become successful. All his life he is struggling because he has allowed the wants to manage his life. And he's just going on struggling and struggling and struggling. So as this Ravikant, he said that desire is a contract which you make with your own self. See, he's a person who has achieved so much of prosperity, name, fame, money, luxury, power, everything he has got. There's another saying from Jim Carrey here. What he says, I think everybody should get rich and famous and do everything they ever dreamt of, so they can see that it is not the answer. We all want to achieve something and we expect an answer that yes, it's going to give me pleasure. But that's not going to be the answer, because he has also seen fame, and see what he says. So, not that we should not have desires, but have a desire which is fulfilling and not an as. As meaning, which is basically anityam, kshanikam and shunyam. Don't have those kind of desires. And just like as an altar in life can alter your life, have that altar, that highest altar. that permanent and the supreme most altar. That should be our desire. So once you give these kind of desires to the mind, then what happens? The mind will chase. It just wants a desire. That's it. And we have to bring these kind of strong desires in our mind. What positive desires? Like in the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord Krishna says, Yam labdva chaparam labham manyate nadikam tataha. Yasmin stito na dukkhena gurunapina vichalyate. Meaning, having attained which, one does not consider anything higher to be attained in life. And established in that, he is not shaken even by the heaviest of sorrows. Na dukkhena gurunapi vichalyate. Vichalyate, he is not shaken at all. Yam labdva chaparam. Having got what he wished, manyate nadikam tata. There is nothing higher. So, as we know the rest of the desires, the hard facts of rest of the desires, why go against something which you know eventually is going to drown? See, today it is like, for example, something which is going to be like, which has its expiry very close. You have seen all the discount sales are on that. Does anybody keep discount on fresh stock? No. Why they keep discount is they know that the expiry has come close. And if they don't get that stuff out of their shelves, it's going to be zero value. So let us attract people. So this is what exactly desire does. It knows that it has got no value. It is going to expire. It offers that alluring attraction to you, and it makes you fall a prey into it. So having set that target. So what Mr. Ravikant says is the hardest but most important skill is getting the goalpost to stop moving. What we do is we have one desire, and then again that is the goalpost. We have a desire. Now we move that again after some time. Then again we keep moving. Then again we keep moving. So he says the hardest and most important skill one needs to acquire in life is stop moving your goalpost. First affirm that this is the supreme most and this is the one which is going to give me that everlasting happiness. Because beyond this there is nothing to achieve. Once I have achieved the grace of God, two things I get: bliss, and second is the heaviest of my sorrows, they will not shake me. Have this as the goalpost, and the next skill is ensure that you don't shake from the goalpost. So these are what we need to acquire in life. Unless and until we have these things in life, we are not going to really do much sense. Because now, having understood what everybody is saying, this desire is of no use. It sounds good, it's like the discount, but its validity is just a few months. Even before you can make use of it, like say you have bought 100 ml of some shampoo, let's say. Now your consumption is for 3 months, it could be some 20% of the shampoo. Because you are getting a 50% discount, what did you do? You bought one bottle much earlier to even your requirement, because now the discount sale is just 3 days or last day. Now by the time you used your old shampoo, hardly 1 month was left, let's say. And in that 1 month, you have just consumed some 5 or 10%, and it is expired. 90% went waste. So desires are like that. Where there is hollowness, there you get more and more desires. So The more desires you have, it shows that it's a signature of your hollowness or unfulfillment in life. So one has to have a desire to reach the highest. Then the mind is also happy. Yes, it has got, it wants a desire, you have given a desire. Like if children are eating mud. Now once you give them the taste of an ice cream or a chocolate, will they ever go to eat mud? They want something to eat. You give it. Give them an ice cream and chocolate. They'll eat this ice cream instead of mud. So in the same way, give a desire for the Supremost to the mind and make it a permanent thing without changing the goalpost. And sooner or later, we will achieve that position in our life. So this is, now after having explained this, Lord Krishna says, my son, my brother, my friend, you have one more thing to achieve. He talks about krodha, kama krodha, meaning kama he has discussed now, the desire. Now he talks of krodha. And he says in the next verse, he talks of krodha. If you achieve these two things, you are a muni already. Whatever be your status in life, you may be a grahastha, you may be a brahmachari, you may be a vanaprastha or a sannyasi, you have reached the status of a muni, and it's like you have already sat in the flight and the flight has taken off. It has to just land in Vaikuntha or Kailasa at the feet of the Lord. So just let's read this shloka and move forward. Verse number 23. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Shaknoti Haiva Yash Sodum Raksharira Vimokshanat Kama Krodhodbhavam Vegam Sayuktas Sasukhi Naraha. So, Shaknoti Iva Yas Sodum, meaning in the present body to withstand prak, before sharira, the body, vimokshanat, it's before it is giving up, kama and krodha, udbhavam, as it is getting generated. Now kama, krodha, udbhavam, meaning from time to time these are getting generated. And how do they generate? Vegam, it comes with a force. If that person is able to give up these which are coming with a force, then sahas sukhi naraha, meaning that person is a happy person. So those persons are yogis who before giving up the body, meaning before dying, are able to check the forces of desire and anger. They always remain happy. Now let's understand this, how it works and what we can do to achieve the second aspect as well. See, I told you it's not 1 in a 10,000 or 1 in a lakh. This is something which we are talking of 1 in 10 lakhs, 1 in a million. So the competition is very high over here. So we have to get this and have that firm goalpost in our mind, and knowing what is the supreme most and what is not temporary. You strive towards that. Let's have that desire. Yes, my desire is this. I want good health. I want a good mind. I want a good routine in life. For what? To achieve the path to reach God. That is my one and only desire. You have to make this strong and strong and strong. And once you have this, all these are taken care by Him only. We don't have to worry. You just like a child is in the mother's arms. It doesn't have to do anything. Everything the mother will take care. It has to just look at the mother and keep smiling and giggling. That's all. That's all what we need to do. Keep shaking your hands, your legs, and keep smiling at your mother. And see that wonderful grace which falls on you. Okay? Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Idam Namah. So today we'll see this 2 divine names of Shri Vishnu Sahasranama, shloka number 43, divine name 396 Virajaha, 397 Margaha. Now the shloka. Ramo Viramo Virajo Margo Neyo Nayonayah Vira Shakti Madam Shreshtaha Dharmo Dharma Viduttamaha. Virajaha, passionless. One who is not associated with the agitations of the mind. Agitations meaning the rajas nature of the mind. The mind gets agitated when it identifies with the sense objects of the world outside. My God, see such a great coordination of what we are talking. The Nama also is on the same lines. So the mind gets agitated when it identifies with the sense objects of the world outside. The Atman, the self, in its pure nature has no such identifications, and therefore he is recognized as passionless or desirelessness. Virajaha. Margaha, the path. There is no other way to know him. For complete liberation, there is no way other than realizing the self, Sri Narayana. You have to realize him. And to realize him, you have to completely stabilize your mind without any agitations. The moment you put your mind to complete halt, aham nasha, then the Atma within, which is self-aware, self-illuminating, will start showing up. Till the time you have kept your mind active, you will not be able to feel or sense the Atma, experience the Atma. So this is the only path, Margaha. So to such a Lord, we offer our humble salutations. Seek His blessings, grace and mercy. Now we read the Dhanvantari mantra for keeping our body and mind healthy. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutakalashastaya Sarvabhaya Vinashaya Sarvaroga Nivaranaya Trailokyapataye Trailokyanidhaye Shri Mahavishnu Swarupa Shri Dhanvantari Swarupa Shri 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 Aushadha Chakra Narayanaaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutakalashastaya Sarvabhaya Vinashaya Sarvaroga Nivaranaya Trailokyapataye Trailokyanidaya Shri Mahavishnu Swarupa Shri Dhanvantari Swarupa Shri 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 Aushadha Chakra Narayanaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutakalashastaya Sarvabhaya Vinashaya Sarvaroga Nivaranaya Trailokyapataye Trailokyanidhaye Shri Mahavishnu Swarupa Shri Dhanvantari Swarupa Shri 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 Aushadha Chakra Narayanaya Swaha. Our humble salutations to Lord Dharmantari, who is none other than Lord Narayana. We seek His grace, mercy, blessings to give us a sound body filled with health and to bestow us a sound mind which can be of control to us and reach the Supreme Most. Om Tat Sat. Now let's do the Sakshatkara Siddhi Yoga Dhyana. Just now what we spoke about controlling the mind, that is what we're exactly doing here. We're looking at the mind as an object. Just as I said, Atma is you and your paraphernalia, like you have your water bottle, you have your mobile, your pen. So mind is an object, different from you. So first we start with the prana. After comfortably being seated, head, neck and spine in a straight line. Relaxing our forehead. Relaxing our face, our neck, our shoulders, our arms. Relax your upper body and relax your legs and lower body. Feel that wave of fresh energy flowing through your body. Observe the prana, the breath which is going in and out, seamlessly and relentlessly. That stream of energy flowing through your body along with the prana. Inhale as deep as you can and exhale as deep as you can. Now slowly shift your attention to your mind. Observe the thoughts in your mind. Don't pay attention. Say nothing to those thoughts. And watch that they slowly start moving away. You also sense that there are very few thoughts entering your mind because you're not paying any heed to any thoughts. Gradually, you see that there are no thoughts in your mind. Be in this state. A perfect state to be in union with the Supreme. Observe the energy of the universe and the energy within you is free flowing. Observe your prana. You're now experiencing a peaceful, serene, calm, blissful mind. Become aware of where you are seated. Become aware of yourself. Om Purnamada Purnat Purnachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Rub your palm, place them on your eyes. Slowly and gently open your eyes. Together, we offer today's Gita Gnana Yajna at the lotus feet of the Lord, and we seek His grace, mercy, blessings for more and more prapatti, bhakti, and shraddha in us. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Idam Namama. Om Tat Sat.